Hi there, Tommy Larkin here with Optimal Movement Fitness and Yoga, and today we're talking about where we left off from last week, only the reverse action, coming up from a forward fold. Hey, welcome back and thank you for joining me today. Now, this tweak is about unhinging the hips. So if you haven't watched tweak number 53, hinging the hips forward, then go back and watch that one after you finish today's tweak. It doesn't matter which direction you watch these in. But today we want to talk about two things that are important here, and that is how the hamstrings function in unhinging the hips and the proper support from the belly, the core, and our upper mid back to protect the lower back from being adversely strained in unhinging the hips. So the first thing to be aware of is that as an unhinging process, the hamstrings are attached at the sit bone and the back of the knee. And their natural contraction direction, though it is essentially into each other, is to move in a forward fold action the front of the hips up by a pull on the sit bone back towards the knee. And that's really how the hips unhinge. So if you think about that from a forward folding action, when I said the sit bones want to feel like they're moving up and away from the back of the knees, that's the reverse action that we're creating here, only instead of the front of the legs and in the psoas inside the hip contracting to fold us forward, we're now using the reverse action by contracting the hamstrings. Now, the problem with that is if you do that alone, you'll find that the weight of the torso, and particularly from a little bit above the navel up to the crown of the head, is very heavy, and it can put strain on your lower back. So it's very important to understand we need to have cat going in our belly and those front ribs kind of moving back towards the hips, right, or staying in the back of the body or towards the back of the body. And that in the upper back and front of the chest, we've created that feeling of cow, right, that open feeling, like the collarbones are spreading. I like to sometimes refer to that as sort of like if you remember Superman and he pulls his Oxford shirt open, he's got the big giant S on his chest, right? He's expanding out. That's that action of like the superhero effect. So be your superhero in the upper back, but you do that by drawing the shoulder blades into each other. And then you balance that by keeping that belly engaged and the front ribs moving into the body and towards the hips. Now, with that position, you will create more of a neutral curve in your lumbar spine and allow the hamstrings to unhinge the hips and keep the torso in a neutral, one long line position. So come to standing on your mat. Bringing the hands to your hips with the thumbs facing backwards, inhale, lift the crown of the head away from the legs and the floor, and then exhale, fold forward about 3/4 of the way that you can go, using the hands and the thumbs to help lift the hips up and over the front of the thighs. Now, as you inhale, pull the belly into the spine and draw the shoulder blades vigorously towards each other. Exhale here, pause, and as you inhale, feel the back of the legs, the hamstrings contract to unhinge the hips. That feeling it's a pulley, like the sit bones are being pulled back towards the back of the knees. As you exhale, let's fold forward again, lifting the hips up and over the front of the thighs. And as you inhale, that belly stays in, the chest draws open, and the hips unhinge by contracting the hamstrings to come all the way back up to standing. All right, let's do it one more time. Exhale, fold forward, lifting those hips up and over the front of the thighs. You can go as deep as you would like this time. And as you inhale, draw the chest open, pull the belly in, and pull those hamstrings, contract those hamstrings so you lift and unhinge the hips. And this time, make sure you feel the front of the hips expanding and lengthening. As you exhale, relax the hands. Inhale and exhale. Great job. So there you go. I hope you gained great benefit from today's work. If you have any questions about this tweak or any previous one, let me know. Put your question in the comments of the specific tweak and I'll get back to you. Also, if you like today's tweak, I'd appreciate you hitting that like button below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Plus, check out the website and follow us on social media for other inspiration and great ways to increase your optimal vitality. You'll find those links in the description below. As always, thank you so much for joining me today, and until next time, have an amazing week and be excellent to each other.